Hi everyone, it's Greyson and this is Greyson Talks Everything. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're not new and are returning, welcome back. Do be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And also follow my Instagram where you can get the latest updates on when videos of mine are coming out, and to just admire some fan art of mine that I regularly post. Some should be showing up on the screen right now. If you want to see the description, my link to my Instagram is always down there. But again, if you want to see my Instagram page right now, or at least the Instagram tag, that should be showing up on the screen right now. Alright, let's get into it. Today we're talking about everything you need to know before watching the Black Widow film that comes out this Friday. I'm really excited to see this film, actually. I've been waiting for a long time. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm really excited to talk about this with you guys. Black Widow will be the 24th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and due to the fact that it was delayed during COVID, it was supposed to come out last year, May 1st, but through a couple of delations, it's now coming out next Friday, July 9th, in theaters and on Disney Plus for $30, an extra fee. So yeah, you can catch that there, and it will be the first actual film to kick off Phase 4, while the TV shows like WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki have been kicking Phase 4 off on the TV platforms on Disney Plus as well. Scarlett Johansson will reprise the role of Natasha Romanoff. David Harbour, best known for Stranger Things, will play Red Guardian, the Russian equivalent of Captain America. Florence Pugh, best known for her role in Midsommar, will play Elena Belova, another recruit of the Black Widow program and a sister figure to Natasha. And Rachel Weisz will play Melina, a seasoned Black Widow, with Oti Fagbinlay as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who is reportedly romantically interested in Natasha Romanoff. The villain will be Taskmaster, whose true identity is unknown. In terms of the present-day MCU, where it's currently around the year 2024, this movie will take place before the events of Avengers Endgame, where Natasha Romanoff sacrificed herself for the Soul Stone on Vormir, so she's still alive. Even at the San Diego Comic-Con at 2019, it was revealed that Black Widow would take place right after the events of Captain America Civil War and before Avengers Infinity War, placing it somewhere between 2016 and 2017. Exact story details haven't been revealed, with the trailers understandably not giving too much away. We can glean some story details. All we know now is that while Natasha Romanoff is on the run from Secretary Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross and the rest of the US government after the events of Captain America Civil War, she will be working alongside previous Black Widows, including her surrogate sister Elena Belova, against a new threat led by the super terrorist Taskmaster, and that she will uncover a vast conspiracy that involves him taking control of her old home and KGB training school, unsuspiciously called the Red Room, and this will force her to confront her past life, but that's about it so far. In the MCU continuity, Natalia Alianova Romanova, later changed her name to Natasha Romanoff, was born in 1984 in Stalingrad. At a young age, Romanoff was recruited by the KGB. In a Red Room Academy, she endured both an education and an indoctrination into the world of spycraft. Romanoff excelled in this strict training environment and soon became regarded as a master spy and one of the world's greatest assassins. Whilst in the Red Room Academy, she became an outstanding marksman, resulting in her being forced to execute innocent men, which would later haunt her. Romanoff's ruthless effectiveness in later years earned her the Black Widow mantle, deriving from the Red Room program she went through. As a final ceremony to complete her training, Romanoff was sterilized as to avoid any distractions and focus solely on her missions, something she deeply regretted later in her life. Due to both her expertise and her growing threat to global security, Romanoff quickly appeared on S.H.I.E.L.D.'s radar, prompting Nick Fury to send Clint Barton to eliminate her. Hawkeye disobeyed his orders, recognizing Romanoff's skills, and recommended her for the recruitment to S.H.I.E.L.D. At the behest of Nick Fury, Romanoff later defected from Russia and joined the ranks of S.H.I.E.L.D. From that moment on, she developed a lasting partnership with Clint Barton, becoming best friends with him. Together, they had tactical missions within Budapest and many other locations. The pair grew so close that Romanoff was the only other person Barton had told about his secret family. She became a good friend to Barton's wife, Laura, and adopted an aunt-like relationship with their children, Cooper and Lila. In the comics, Yelena is introduced as an antagonist for Natasha due to her desire to prove that she was the better Red Room trainee. This led to Yelena confronting Natasha on several occasions, although Natasha usually had the upper hand. She gradually distanced herself from the Red Room and gains a better relationship with Nat over time. When Black Widow appeared to have died, Yelena decided to take on the title herself for some time. Yelena might not be one of Natasha's foes in Black Widow, but there are obvious parallels between the comic story and the MCU. There are also several benefits for the MCU to have Yelena carry on the Black Widow title. After audiences grow to understand the bond she has with Natasha, her decision to become the new Black Widow will give Natasha a legacy in the MCU. Meanwhile, the continued use of the Black Widow name keeps a well-known name around for Marvel Studios to use in marketing, merchandise, and etc. Another reason why Yelena becoming Black Widow is smart for the MCU is it means Florence Pugh will continue to be featured. She's a rising Hollywood star after roles in Fighting with My Family, Midsommar, and Oscar-nominated performance in Little Women. The talent she has already displayed is truly incredible, and at just 24 years old, Pugh could be a part of the MCU for a long time. One thing everyone should know about the character Red Guardian, played by Stranger Things star David Harbour, is that in the comics, the Red Guardian was created by the Russians as an answer to the Super Soldier program in America. The general idea, therefore, became about during the war period. The character also bears a star on his chest, and some of the versions actually have a shield just like Cap himself. However, not all of the characters that take on the mantle are actually super abled, like the actual Captain America, but portray the same idea of hope. Marvel Comics' most well-known version of this character is Alexei Soshokov, which is the version of the Red Guardian that will be appearing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In the comics, Alexei was actually married to Natasha. However, the two did not know about each other's secret identities. Alexei was a pilot before being chosen for such a special assignment. It was only towards the end of their relationship that Natasha discovered the truth. Well, instead of that type of storyline being adapted to the big screen, Alexei instead will be more of a father figure to Natasha and Yelena than her love interest, within the actor himself saying in an interview, he's the guy who is closely linked to Natasha back in the day. I don't think it's been quite revealed exactly how, but I think you can see in the family dynamic that he was a bit of the fatherly figure to her. And a number of years ago, and he's past his prime, so he gets back into his superhero outfit, and it still fits, but it's a little tighter than before. I think the great thing about the Red Guardian is he really is, he was the Captain America of his day for Russia, and he was the great hope of Russia, in a certain sense, Harbour said, end quote. In the upcoming Black Widow movie, Academy Award winner Rachel Weisz will be playing a comic book character named Melina Vostokov, who is supposedly going to be Natasha's mother figure, as seen in the trailers. But in the comics, Melina has a much more sinister alter ego. Taking on the metallic mask, she has become known as the Iron Maiden. Her villainous persona is backed up by the crack training she experienced under the Soviet government. While it does not appear she will be taking on this role in the film, in the comics she seems to spend more times as the Iron Maiden than she does as Melina. It's an alter ego that has become well known across the Marvel Universe due to her skill and ability to get the job done. The origins of the character are quite familiar due to many other characters seemingly sharing them. She and Black Widow have a very similar background, coming up as assassins for the Soviet Union, having both being born out of the Red Room KGB program. They quickly grew apart though. Due to always being in the shadow of Black Widow, Iron Maiden became very jealous of her former ally and decided enough was enough.
She thought she could carve out her own path in the criminal underworld that would rival the heroism of Natasha. So don't be surprised if Melina turns out to be a traitor.
The Red Room, also known as the Black Widow program, is a top-secret Soviet brainwashing and training program. The program takes young women and turns them into the world's deadliest and most elite assassins. The girls are chosen and are put through strenuous daily training, including hand-to-hand combat training, acrobatics, weapons training, and tactical skills. Occasionally, two girls are chosen to violently spar against each other. Weakness is not tolerated, so the loser will most likely end up being killed by the other opponent. The girls are forced to watch video projections such as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. However, the videos are full of subliminal messages including instill fear and pain, slowly brainwashing the girls. During sleep, all the students have both their hands handcuffed to the bed frame to prevent attempts of escaping. The girls' training also includes intense ballet dance lessons, where their instructor orders them to repeat their routine over and over again, so they can become, in their words, unbreakable. Many times when the girls get trained in the use of firearms, they get to have actual people as shooting targets for practice. Their graduation ceremony, which takes place after the agents have successfully passed a series of physical and mental tests, involves the young woman being forcefully sterilized. In theory, removing their ability to bear children is supposed to make the Red Room graduates better killers. They'd never have to experience such, in their words, weakness as worrying more about a family than their mission. The Taskmaster is the chief villain of the upcoming Black Widow film. This was the belief of many comics fans following the release of set photos depicting an armored figure in a white hood driving a tank through the streets of Budapest in 2019, and it was later confirmed by Marvel Studios marketing. Taskmaster first appeared on the final page of Avengers 195 in May 1980, with his origins being explained one issue later in Avengers issue 196. He revealed himself to Ant-Man, Yellow Jacket, and the Wasp after they accidentally uncovered one of his secret schools for supervillain henchmen. Taskmaster then demonstrated his skill to the captive heroes by defeating his current class single-handed, utilizing the weapons and fighting styles of their fellow Avengers. Taskmaster then explained that he first discovered he had a talent for mimicking the actions of others by replicating the lasso tricks used by a cowboy hero in the westerns he loved as a child. As a teenager, he used his talents to become the quarterback of his high school football team by watching professional quarterbacks in action and copying their moves. After graduation, he briefly considered becoming both a superhero and a supervillain, but dismissed heroism as an unprofitable and consumed crime as too risky. This led to him becoming a teacher and personal trainer for anyone willing to pay him for his time. Over the years, Taskmaster built up a lengthy list of clients, helping train both heroes and villains alike. Despite the Avengers' best efforts to shut down his schools, Taskmaster has continually evaded capture and defied all efforts to uncover his secret identity. He has worked with both AIM and Hydra, yet was also hired by the American government to train newbie superheroes as a part of the Avengers 50-state initiative. He was even granted a full pardon for all of his past crimes after S.H.I.E.L.D. hired him to test the security measures of their newly rebuilt helicarrier based by breaking into it, a challenge he successfully met. While the Taskmaster is, or at least appears to be, the lead villain in Black Widow, the question of who is playing him is still up in the air. The most likely candidate seems to be the actor O.T. Fagbenle, who has been cast in the movie as Rick Mason, a previously unknown character with ties to Natasha's S.H.I.E.L.D. days and a possible romantic interest from her past. Fagbenle is an acclaimed stage actor best known for his performance as Luke Banquel in The Handmaid's Tale. The evidence has mounted over the past year that Fagbenle's character is really Taskmaster, and for his part, the actor hasn't denied the possibility. As depicted in the Black Widow trailer, Taskmaster has taken control of Natasha's former training ground, the Red Room. It's unclear for what purpose Taskmaster is manipulating the Red Room for, but it appears likely that doing so is what first causes conflict between him and Natasha. Some are wondering if Taskmaster is connected to Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, who also plays a role in the film. For now, Taskmaster's true purpose within the MCU remains shrouded in mystery. In the 2008 MCU movie The Incredible Hulk, audiences were introduced to a sequel program to Project Rebirth called the Biotech Force Enhancement Project. This was the project that led to Dr. Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk within the MCU. Under the leadership of Ross, Banner was told he was recreating a serum which could help prevent cancer and save people from radiation poisoning. In reality, Banner was recreating the infamous Super Soldier Serum, which he accidentally enhanced in an attempt to impress Ross, who was the father of his girlfriend and colleague, Dr. Betty Ross. While Betty developed a primer to help the human blood cells absorb excess radiation, Banner substituted Vita radiation with gamma radiation. Since Banner wanted to impress General Ross, he exposed himself to an extremely high-level amount of gamma, which resulted in his transformation into the Hulk, which the serum and the primer activated. This is important to note as it establishes the Hulk's transformation as something not unique to Bruce Banner. A similar transformation was witnessed with Emil Blonsky, who became the Abomination after mixing Banner's blood with a version of the Super Soldier Serum. With Bruce Banner's recent research enabling him to merge the personality and intelligence of Banner with the physical appearance of the Hulk, that could be the type of breakthrough to inspire now Secretary Ross. This wouldn't be viewed in the same way as before, since the Hulk is now a celebrity and beloved hero around the world, actually, especially with the Hulk now inactive and likely to never serve as a governmental operative under the Sokovia Accords. It could provide Ross with a motivation to become the next Hulk. The security in knowing he can keep his personality and his intelligence could serve as security in becoming a gamma mutant. Though at the same time, Ross has been known to approach things with more of a fight fire with fire mentality, which could translate into a Red Hulk development. The Russo brothers even hinted at one point Red Hulk was going to appear in Avengers Endgame, but as a variant of Bruce Banner instead of Ross. After the events of Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, it wouldn't be surprising to see Secretary Ross assemble his own team. Betty Ross is a notable person that was snapped away, which could have unknown effects on Ross's mentality. There has been a rumor that Ross was assembling an Accords-approved version of the Avengers before the events of Avengers Infinity War, which is why Ross is appearing in the Black Widow movie according to this theory. Ross will recruit Taskmaster and Yelena into his new makeshift Avengers team, the Thunderbolts, which is basically Marvel's version of DC's Suicide Squad, at the end of the Black Widow film, which is set directly after the events of Captain America Civil War. This was kind of confirmed a couple months back from a Black Widow leak, with all this happening in an end credit scene of some sort. Combined with a surprise invasion of Thanos and how hopeless Earth was without the Avengers, Ross may feel the need for a new super soldier and thus a new government-aligned Hulk. The MCU has built up a group of anti-heroes and villains that can be brought together and turned into a Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts team. The initial Thunderbolts team, organized by Baron Zemo, last seen in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, was a supervillain team posing as superheroes. Another Thunderbolts team in the comics was organized by Ross as the Red Hulk. When he organized this team, it was to do bad things for good reasons, which is likely not the mindset for the MCU Thunderbolts. Likely, this version of the team will take inspiration from the Dark Avengers era, which had the Thunderbolts as a Black Ops team consisting of various anti-heroes and villains the MCU has introduced so far. Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, was also a member of this team for some time, which might be Bucky's future after the Falcon and the Winter Soldier's conclusion. Zemo could be working under Secretary Ross after his capture at the end of the Falcon and Winter Soldier as well. It was also revealed a while back that Yelena Belova was going to appear in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series. Hawkeye was also a part of the Thunderbolts team for a time as well, so Yelena could be there to recruit him. We'll just have to find out when Black Widow premieres this Friday. So that was everything you need to know before watching Black Widow on Friday. What did you guys think? Share your thoughts down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and again, comment and like and all that fun stuff. And again, follow my Instagram to get the latest updates on when videos of mine are coming out, and to again admire some fan art of mine that I regularly post. The link to all that will be in the description. Alright, bye everyone.